In the Roblox horror game Doors, there are meta-entities that exist within the floors and the subfloors. Some of these entities appear multiple times within a run, and some of them are very rare and will not be seen by the majority of the players. This made me wonder, and many other players, is there a way to classify all of these entities that exist? The Doors wiki actually has classified many of these entities. There is 3 groups that exist. There are main entities, recurring entities, and miscellaneous entities. There's also a 4th group, which is just hazard, but this is not important. However, there is a real canon classification that exists by the developers. A message from Reddable said, "To answer many of your questions, entities can kind of be split up into 2 different subcategories, that being animalistic and intelligent. Figure is an example of an animalistic entity, as all it does is kill stuff, but El Goblino is an intelligent entity who could even speak the English language." From this, we can already put 2 entities into the 2 categories we have. Figure is an animalistic entity, and Goblino is an intelligent one. We also know that the criterion needed to be part of these roles. If an entity does nothing but try to kill you, then that entity is animalistic. But if that entity does not try to immediately kill you, or has the ability to talk, it can be classified as intelligent. Now, it is time to try to classify these entities. I'll try my best to explain why I put each entity into these categories, but you are allowed to have a different opinion if you think one entity is intelligent, but I say they are animalistic, or vice versa. Rush and all of his variants act very similar to each other. Because of this, I'll be putting them in the same category. They all try to kill the player, and because of that, I'll be putting them in animalistic. Just so you know, all of his variants are Ambush, Blitz, A60, and A120. Since we talked about A-60 and A-120, the only whose entity left is A-90. A-90 is an animalistic entity. They only try to attack the player. At first, I thought Haste was an animalistic entity. However, I've now changed my mind. They are an intelligent entity. When Haste kills you, they will say on screen, constantly, over and over again, "No time left." This to me tells me that they know how to talk and speak to us, which shows to me they are intelligent. However, unlike Haste, Dread is not an intelligent entity, but instead is animalistic. They do not show text at all, and instead will just attack us after 10 minutes of being in a room. Eyes and the Lookwing are 2 different entities that can only hurt you if you look at them. Each time they appear, they will try their best to make you look at them. Because of this, I say they're animalistic. Grumbles, Giggles, and the Grumble Queen are all technically different entities. However, I'll be putting them together because they are really the same entity. Giggles are just baby Grumbles, and the Queen Grumble is just another Grumble. All 3 of these entities will attack you on sight. Because of this, I'll be classifying them as animalistic. It can be argued that the Queen Grumble is not animalistic, but instead is intelligent because they find us at door 200. However, you gotta remember that the figure is also animalistic, and they found us at door 100. I think Holt is an intelligent entity because every time he tells us to turn around, he tells it with us with text. Yes, there is an arrow that tells us to turn around, but he still tells it with text. He says words like turn around or run away, which to me tells me he is intelligent. Jack, Window, and Shadow are all entities that do not attack the player, but instead act like a jump scare or Easter egg. These entities most likely are just animalistic. They could be intelligent, but I think that is unlikely. Bob. Bob is dead. It's also a human, I'm pretty sure, so this list doesn't even affect him, so I'm just gonna skip him entirely. Jeff is an intelligent entity. He has to be. Even though he doesn't speak English, and doesn't even say any words, he's friendly towards us, and has a shop, which only smart entities would be able to start up anyways. Timothy and the Gloom Bats. Both of these entities are bugs. Bugs have tiny brains. They are animalistic. Goop tries to kill you by pretending to be a door. Because of this, I think they are animalistic. Void, if you stay behind for too long with your team, Void will hurt you and then teleport you back. I think they are animalistic, but you could argue they are intelligent because they help you by getting you back to your team. I think Hyde is intelligent because they tell you to get out through text. They say constantly across the screen, get out, get out, get out, it out, which, obviously with every other entity I've talked about before that had text, means that I think they are intelligent. Screech is an entity that will only attack you if you do not look at him after he says psst. Because of this, and how he acts, and how he constantly tries to hurt us through this method, I think Screech is an animalistic entity. I think it is really easy to try to argue that Seek might be an intelligent entity. However, I don't think this is the case. Of all the times he shows up, he acts mostly the same, tries to kill us the same way, until the very last moment where he tries something different, where he fills up an entire dam of his goop and tries to attack us through his army. Other methods, I don't really know how to describe them other than that. What I'm trying to say is Seek is animalistic, not intelligent. Guiding Light is definitely an intelligent entity. They help us multiple times through many means, for example, spawning in minecarts, spawning in lights, guiding us really. They even tell us what we die to and how to avoid it. I could say the same for Curious Light. Even though they don't help as much as Guiding Light, they still do the same thing. For the Red Light, the third one that we don't know of, I think there's a lot of evidence to try to suggest that they are animalistic, but with the evidence we have with Curious Light and Guiding Light, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the Red Light will be also intelligent. Now that we've listed all of the entities, here is the final list. Hope you enjoyed this list. If you have any thoughts on it or anything you want to say, please let me know. Goodbye.